Welcome to North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry here inside Ralph Engelstad Arena, where UND officially closed out their time inside this building following a sweep over Colorado College in the first round of the NCHC quarterfinals. And Coach, what's your ultimate takeaway from this past weekend? It was an efficient two-game sweep, just the way you like it.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was getting off to a good start both nights, and that's the way you're going to have to play down the stretch here. You can't chase games and get off to a good start, and I thought our guys did a good job of that.
There wasn't much secret that was going to be a key in both of these games, was to get off, play the first 5 minutes really strong. You were able to do that. How were you able to be as successful as you were early on?
I think getting everybody in the game. You know, it's not a one-line team or a couple of defensemen. It's 4 lines, 6 defensemen, and obviously Cam and goal. Of getting guys in early, getting guys acclimated to the game, and I thought each one of our lines and our deep pairs did a good job of that.
And we're going to see a lot of that here as we go to Friday night's highlights inside the Ralph. And in Game 1 here, as you mentioned, you were able to set the tone early on. And part of that was Johnny Simonson, who was Johnny on the spot here early on. Off of a CC turnover, creates a point-blank chance for him. Here's a guy that's gone more than 30 games without a goal, still looking for it, a little frustrated after that one. And Troy Stetcher, coach, we continue to talk about him every week for not just what he does defensively, but what he does offensively for you.
Yeah, this is a part of the game that's taken it up a notch this year as far as the play with the puck, and he's doing a great job of creating opportunities for other players, not only himself, but other players.
Absolutely here. A couple of good scoring chances for Stetcher early. 4.5 to go in the first. Your team goes on a power play, and a good setup here to Luke Johnson for the one-timer, his 9th of the year. And what do we see? We see Austin Pagansky with net front, something I'm sure you'll talk about reflecting on this goal.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a guy that constantly stands in the blue paint or above the blue paint, and that's so critical in power play or 5-on-5 to get in the goalie's eyes. And I think Luke did a great job there of shooting for a spot, and he got it.
This was just the beginning of a potent power play that we would see on the night. Closing seconds of the first, some great footwork by Drake Kajula entering the zone, centering it to Nick Schmaltz, who gets the goal, and your team jumps out to a 2-0 lead here in the first.
You know, it was a good ozone entry, and it started with Drake making a good play, getting the puck out of his feet, and then obviously you need a guy going to the net, and did a good job with Schmaltz going there.
Number 6 on the year for Schmaltz, 2-0 heading into the second. And Tucker Poolman, another player who can play such an offensive position, even though he's a D-man for you, setting up a great opportunity for Rhett Gardner in the paint. Then at the other end, Hayden Shaw, a guy who got an opportunity with Gage Osmus out of the lineup, and he made the most of his minutes.
Yeah, really good play laying down there, taking the pass lane away from a Colorado College player, and probably saved the goal.
A key moment here. CC had scored to make it a 2-1 game, but less than a minute later, on a power play, Luke Johnson with the centering feed to Joel Janatwinen goes off the goalpost, but as the play continues, it's Pagansky to Janatwinen for a crucial 3-1 lead.
You know, it was a great response, because obviously they made it 2-1. It's a tight game again, and I thought it was critical that our power play got us back to a 2-goal lead here, and a great play by Austin behind the net.
Yeah, keeping CC's confidence low, such a key on this weekend. You were able to do so there. Then later in the second, off of a face-off, Christian Wolanin, another guy that's improving his game as the season goes deeper, gets a scoring opportunity, but we stay 3-1 going into the third. 4.5 into the period, a seemingly harmless play here into the zone, but Colton Sanderson stuffs this one in for his 6th of the year to make it 4-1.
Yeah, I thought it was a good play. You know, obviously when there's pressure coming up to our defenseman in Christian Wolanin's situation, he did a release play down below the goal line, and a great play by Sanderson to whip the puck in the net.
And since January 1st, Colton Sanderson second on this team in goals scored with 6 of them. That's an impressive stat, trailing only Brock Besser. 10 minutes later, back on the power play, and Brock Besser with some sweet moves to set up Schmaltz, who just has a shoot-first mentality and gets it to go off the D-man and in here.
Yeah, it's a nice bounce, and again, it's a whip puck to the net, and again, went off their defender. So again, great recognition of the bodies in front.
The third power play goal of the night, Schmaltz's second goal of the game, his first multi-goal game of his career. That also a little hard to believe at this stage. 4 minutes later, back on the power play, and a deflection comes to Hayden Shaw, who blasted for his first career goal. Coach.
Yeah, it's great to see Hayden get success here as far as scoring a goal, and he made no mistake. It was a great shot up top, and again, we'll hope to get a lot more from Hayden here as far as offense production.
Of course, his dad, Matt, on the bench alongside of you. I asked him afterwards if he got any words of encouragement from his dad, but Matt, in true form, was just, you know, business as usual, and I'm sure he saved some of that for after the game. With just a minute 30 to go, Shane Gersich then gets his 8th goal of the year to put a cap on this one, Coach.
Yeah, it's good play, great offensive play, getting it to the front of the net, and Shane did a good job of burying it.
Yeah, it was a nice play off the wall by Jana Tweenan to set that one up for Gersich. So it's a 7-1 final. Power play, as we mentioned, 4 of 6 on the night. You generate points from all 4 lines. The defenseman, 1 goal, 5 assists on the night, and a +6 rating. That made for a very happy locker room following the game from your players.
We were ready from the start. Thought we came out, played with pace, and played fast. And then I thought in the second period we kind of lackadaisical, and I thought we had poor puck management in the second. Kind of got away from us, and then we came out in the third and played the right way.
We've been looking for our power play to get going here, and I thought we had, we made the right steps tonight, and we got to keep it going. That's a huge thing in playoffs. We need those goals, and tomorrow's huge for us again. We got to keep pucks moving and keep getting pucks to the net, and good things will happen.
Coach, it was a good game all 60 minutes on Friday night. Things got a little away from you in the second period, though. What did you see there that you needed to get corrected?
Well, I think, first of all, when the score the way it was after the first, sometimes there's a tendency to maybe get away from the sharper parts of your game, and I think we did a little bit. I think the biggest part was the puck management side of it, that we were getting spread out a little bit. We weren't as crisp handling the pucks, and again, when that happens, and usually the other team takes over for a little bit of momentum, and that's what happened.
Is your message the same going into Game 2 that it was for Game 1?
Yeah, 100%. I get off to a good start, make sure everybody gets into it, and again, try to sustain that 60-minute play that we did have.
It was something UND would look to do as they go for the sweep Saturday night against Colorado College. We've got Saturday's highlights coming up next as you watch North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. North Dakota goes for the sweep against Colorado College, looking to punch its ticket to the Frozen Face-Off in Minneapolis. As we go to Saturday night's highlights, Coach, and your team setting the tone again. It was such an important factor this weekend to do so, and in the first period, less than 4 minutes in, we're going to see Keaton Thompson with an initial shot here, setting up an opportunity for Nick Schmaltz, who makes no mistake on the rebound.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job protecting pucks, and then obviously getting to an open area. Team does a good job of slashing through the middle, and then great to see 8 get some more offensive production here and go down to the net and get rewarded for it.
Boy, yeah, after 2 goals on Friday night, Schmaltz right back into the scoring column here on Saturday night for his 8th goal of the year. Just 17 seconds after that. Really an unfortunate moment here for CC goaltender Jacob Nahama. I don't know how much you've gotten to see this play, but upon further review that I've seen anyway, it looks like his helmet actually gets stuck in the net. Play continues, there was no whistle. They reviewed this. The goal would stand for Joel Janatweenan, but hard not to feel sorry for him a little bit.
Yeah, no, he battled all weekend. I think it was a case in point where his defender in front of him, his own player, knocked him in the net. And again, that was the question, to see who did get knocked in the net, and it was a good goal.
Absolutely, and Nihama struggling through some injuries as well, but it was a 2-0 game. More pressure later in the first. A shorthanded breakaway here for Drake Kajula gets turned away, and then Keaton Thompson going to get a shot through traffic that goes off the crossbar. Your team not yet cashing in for what could potentially be a back-breaking goal with a 3rd goal in the first, but with 6.5 to go in the opening period, your team gets back on the scoring column again. Brock Besser through traffic, a nice feed to Hayden Shaw here.
Yeah, I think it all starts with Nick Schmaltz protecting the puck, giving it to Brock. Brock makes a great move to get cut into the offensive zone, as you can see here, and then great play to Hayden, and Hayden for the second night in a row capitalizes.
That's a pass that Besser makes look so easy there, threading the needle. So Shaw scoring on back-to-back nights. It's a 3-0 game. Cam Johnson didn't face a lot of shots in the opening period, but he did get tested when the pucks were there.
Yeah, he did. Obviously, Habalmi has a really good shot, and Cam fought through to find the puck, and he made a great save.
And how about this sprawling save, too, going Dominic Hasek on the save here in the crease to keep a 0 on the board for CC. Then we move ahead to closing seconds of the first period, and Schmaltz with a nice pass to Drake Kajula on the back door here for a 4-0 lead.
Yeah, that's a play that you see a lot, Nick rolling up around the top and then finding guys down low, and it was a great play to find draped in the back door.
Top line continuing to perform so well together. It's the 19th goal of the season for Kajula. He said afterwards, telling us that, boy, that was sure a nice, easy one. Schmaltz putting it right on the stick for him. So it's a 4-0 lead heading into the second period. And Austin Paganski, evaluate his performance over the weekend, Coach.
I would say the biggest word is consistency, and that's the biggest compliment you can get for a forward or a defender is playing with consistency and confidence. So we need that from him from here on in.
Yeah, Rhett Gardner going around the D-man here, setting up Paganski for a goal to make it a 5-0 advantage for your squad. And Rhett Gardner, another player who's just continued to blossom this season as well. Nice assist there.
Yeah, this line's playing pretty heavy. You got 3 big bodies there, and they do things the right way, and it makes it hard for the other team to defend.
It's number 9 on the year for Paganski as your team leads 5-0 heading into the third, and your team's still looking for more through the way of Nick Schmaltz, and he just seems to be seeing things a little differently now.
Well, again, like you've seen in these clips here, I mean, it's not just the plays he's making with the puck, it's about getting it back and stripping pucks from other defenders, and that's hard work, tracking back and trying to get the puck back.
You bet. Cam Johnson saw most of his work in this game in the third period, there with the save with the shaft of his stick, and then another glove save later on. 11 saves in the third for Cam, 22 on the game. And that sets up the final stick salute as UND goes on to win this one by the final of 5-1. Besser with 3 assists on the night, Schmaltz with a goal and 2 assists on the evening as UND punches its ticket to the Frozen Faceoff in Minneapolis once again. Here are the players with their reaction following the victory.
I think getting that early lead in the first period was huge for us to kind of just roll through the game and roll 4 lines and not have to worry about cramming out the same line after line after line like that. So it was a great start, back-to-back nights. We had great starts, and hopefully we can continue that moving forward.
Something that we're really trying to focus on is only giving up 2 goals a game, and that's when it seems that we have the most success. So anytime you get an early start, it kind of sucks the life out of them, and you just build off that.
To shut down one line, you can however good the line is, you can do it. But if you have 4 lines that can score, it's pretty hard for the other team. So it's a really good thing for us.
Coach, we've mentioned Gage Osmus did not play with a lower body injury both nights on Friday and Saturday, but a couple guys stepping up in his place. Hayden Shaw, Christian Wolanin, couple guys that really took advantage of some added opportunities this weekend.
Yeah, they did. I thought Hayden and Christian did a good job. They played heavy minutes, and they played pretty well in a tough situation in playoffs. So again, getting that experience is you can't get that any other way. And again, obviously we miss Gage Osmus. He's a big part of our on-ice leadership and our off-ice leadership, and he does a great job defending. So again, like I said, we're anxious about having him back, but it goes to show you that the key to our success this year is depth, and we've had that.
We mentioned it too that all 4 lines offensively were contributing in addition to the defensemen contributing as well. That's such a vital thing going into the postseason to not be just a 1-line team.
Yeah, again, in order for us to keep playing, and again, we want to keep playing, and we will, is to have production and offensive capabilities from other players, and that's what we're doing now. And we tinkered around with the different line combinations, and I think for the most part we've got it down right now.
Your club did a whale of a job this season inside this building, providing entertainment for the fans. As you look back, does this go down as one of the more memorable seasons that you've seen here inside this building?
Yeah, absolutely. I think for a number of different reasons, and you just pointed it out about sometimes it's 1 or 2 players that get all the accolades, and again we've had some players to have that, but the biggest thing is that everybody's contributed on a nightly basis, going back to Matt Harinkyu early in the season. So again, it's been kind of that team first mentality that we've had all year, and it's no different at the end of the year.
30 wins, not something that a lot of teams can lay claim to as the postseason rolls on here for UND as they go to Minneapolis next week. Stay with us here on the program. We've got much more to come. The team's work might be done. Now it's time to recognize some individuals for their regular season efforts. That's coming up next here on the show.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Barry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. North Dakota, the hockey team, accomplished all it could in the regular season, including back-to-back Penrose Cups this season. Now, as the postseason moves forward, it's time for those individuals to be recognized by the NCHC. Here's a look at those that have already been awarded honors and those that are nominated for more. Starting with the NCHC All-Conference teams representing the University of North Dakota. On the first team All-Conference squad are forwards Brock Besser and Drake Kajula. Besser is also a member of the All-Rookie team. Second team All-Conference go to defenseman Troy Stetcher and goaltender Cam Johnson. And representing the honorable mention All-Conference team include forward Nick Schmaltz and defenseman Paul Ledoux. On to the finalists for individual awards now. Brad Berry is a finalist for the Herb Brooks Coach of the Year Award. In his first year, Coach Berry led UND to a Penrose Cup championship and also included a conference record 19 wins on the season and 59 points in the league standings. Drake Kajula is a finalist for Player of the Year and Forward of the Year. Kajula had 22 points in 20 conference games along with a plus 21 rating and 4 game-winning goals on the year. Brock Besser, a finalist for Rookie of the Year and the 3 Stars Award as well. Besser won the NCHC scoring title with 35 points, along with his 20 goals. Those are both NCHC records through 24 games played in conference action. Cam Johnson is a finalist for Goaltender of the Year. Johnson led the NCHC in save percentage at 93.5%. and second in goals against average at 1.80. He also had 4 shutouts, tied for first in the league. And Troy Stetcher is a finalist for Defenseman of the Year and Offensive Defenseman of the Year. Stetcher led the NCHC D-men with 70 shots on goal. He had 16 points and a plus 11 rating in conference play. Also helped lead a UND defense that finished third in the NCAA. Awards will be announced at the NCHC banquet in Minneapolis on Thursday evening. Stay with us. We've got much more to come here on the show as Coach and I will preview their opening round matchup at the NCHC Frozen Face-Off here on North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. Stay with us.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
With an NCAA leading 30 wins on the season, North Dakota continues to stay at number 1 in the pairwise rankings, with Quinnipiac, St. Cloud State, and Providence rounding out the top 4 spots. UND is a virtual lock for a number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, but not for a number 1 overall seed. And after Quinnipiac needed 3 games to advance in its conference tournament, North Dakota has taken over the number 1 spot in the USCHO.com poll, picking up 35 first-place votes along the way. Here's the info for this weekend's action at Target Center in Minneapolis. UND and Minnesota Duluth open the semifinals of the Frozen Face-Off at 4 o'clock on Friday, followed by St. Cloud State and Denver at 7:30. The winners of each game square off in the championship on Saturday at 7:30, while the losers will play in the third-place game starting at 3:30. The coach and I return after this break to preview their opening match against the Bulldogs next.
North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry on Midco Sports Network is presented by RydellCars.com, Sue Shop at Ralph Ingolstadt Arena, and Hot Spring Spas and Pool Tables too.
Welcome back. For the 14th straight year, UND will be heading to the Twin Cities as the conference postseason tournament rolls on. Squad opens against Minnesota Duluth on Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock, Coach. And much like your team got maybe a little wake-up call against Denver earlier this season, they seem to get a wake-up call after losing a couple to you guys in this building as they've rattled off 6 straight W's.
Yeah, you know, they're playing sharp right now. They're playing hard, and again, like they've got a good team. You know, they've got a lot of juniors and seniors on their team that have experience, that have been down that road before, and you know, they're playing well right now. And we got to remember that, and we got to make sure that we're playing well too down there.
And it's one thing to be playing a team going into this tournament that has its postseason NCAA tournament resume already kind of completed. But Minnesota Duluth is absolutely playing for everything on the line this weekend. That sets up for a very difficult opening matchup for you guys.
Yeah, obviously, they're playing for obviously the pairwise rankings and to be in the national tournament. We are playing. Well, we're in the national tournament, but we're playing for seeding, and that's a big deal going forward here too. So, even though that one team is fighting, we're going to be fighting too. And again, we want to make sure that we stay where we're at.
Absolutely. It's very important to continue to get wins, no matter how comfortable you might feel about getting to the NCAA tournament this year. This tournament sets up almost like a mini NCAA tournament in the fact that you're not playing the same team both nights, which you've been doing for so long now. Is that a nice change of pace to get you guys ready for what might be lying ahead?
Yeah, I think so. But the one thing that we got to remain focused in, you don't worry about the next night. The first night is the one that's the most important, and winning that first game, because that's going to be critical going forward. So again, even though that it'll be a different opponent, we got to make sure that we're ready for that first opponent, and that'll be Friday afternoon.
Well, good luck down there, Coach. First game on Friday at 4 o'clock, and then it's either the third place game or the championship on Saturday for North Dakota. We'll have all of the coverage that you could want coming up on the program next week here on the show. Thanks for your time, Coach. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, Greg.
And thanks for watching us here on North Dakota Hockey with Brad Berry. We hope to see you right back here next time.